Prabhuji is a marine engineer and he belongs to a very prosperous and prestigious family from South India. Prabhuji is president of Sri Sri Radha Giridhari Temple in Mira Road, Bombay. And Prabhuji is also a visionary and has initiated several projects in India, including Gurukuls, Gaushalas, and temples in places like Thane and Vapi. Prabhuji is initiated by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and Prabhuji is very pioneer in subjects of spiritual interest and also host seminars on Srimad Bhagavad Gita and youth programs. So we are very grateful to Prabhuji for accepting our invitation and giving us his valuable time. So today Prabhuji will be speaking on Sanatan Shiksha by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I'm sure we are all looking forward to tonight's talk. So without further ado, let's welcome Prabhuji by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you, Kamal Lochan Prabhu. Thank you.
Is it in Hindi or English?
English, Prabhu. English.
English. Okay. One minute. So you are reading a particular section in literature of Sanatan Shiksha, some part of it, or you want me to take the entire one?
We haven't begun as Prabhuji, so you can begin from the beginning of the Sanatan Shiksha and how much you can cover, whatever you can cover during this session.
Okay, that is better because Sanatan Shiksha is huge.
Yes, I know. So you just have to take portion of it.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So whenever we do Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first 14 verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita becomes Mangalacharan for Chaitanya Charitamrita. So those of you who have Chaitanya Charitamrita, they can open Chaitanya Charitamrita. First chapter, first Adilila, first chapter, first 14 verses will be reciting. Please open them and recite, try to recite one. Vande Gurunni Shabhaktani Shamni Shavatarakan Tat Prakashat Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaudode Pushpavanto Chitro Saddo Tamonato Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishadi Tadapyasya Tanubha Yatmantaryaya Purushah Iti Sosyam Shavaibhava Shadishwaryai Purno Yahya Bhagavan Swaswayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratattvam Param Miha Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunyavatiranakkalo Samarpaitum Natojjalasam Savakti Shriyam Haripurada Sundara Jyuti Kadamba Sandipatah Sada Hridaya Kandare Sprotavaha Sacinandana Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikrutarladini Shaktirasmat Ekatmana Vipuradeha Vedam Gatoto Chaitanyakyam Prakadamaduna Tadvayam Chaikyavatvam Radha Bhavati Svalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vaneva Swadhyoyan Adbhutam Chanchasmadanvataha Kidrisham Metkilo Bhat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigarbha Sindhu Harindu Sankarshana Karano Toishai Garbhodasai Chapayogshai Sheshaschasyam Sakala Saritya Dakiram Sharanam Namastu Mayati Devyapi Vaikuntaloke Purneshware Sri Chaturvyuha Madhye Rupamyasyodbhati Sankarshanakyam Samshayityanandaramam Prapadye Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayangah Cheti Sakshat Karanam Bodhi Madhye Sekam Shasya Pamanadi Devas नित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये श्याम श्याम शं शैलगर्भोदशायी नाब्जं लोकसङ्गातनालं लोकसृष्टो सतिकादामदातु तमश्चैत्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये श्याम श्याम शं सर्वात्मा किलानाम् उष्टाविष्टुर्भाति दुग्धाभिष्टायी अश्मिभक्तकालस्योप्यनन्तस्नित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये महाविष्णुर्जगत्कर्ता माययाश्यत्तदः तस्यावतारे वायं द्वैताचारी ईश्वरः अद्वैतमनद्वैतात् आचार्यं भक्तिसंशनात् भक्तावतारमीशन्तम् अद्वैताचार्यमाश्रये पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we have three subject matters syllabus. Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. And of course, there are many purposes of appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one of the most important purposes, which is described by Sarvamachari, is Shiksharthameka Purusha Puranaha. Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yoga Shiksharthameka Purusha Purana. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Shareeradhari Kripambudharyastamaham Prapadhye. So Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yoga. That Vairagya Vidya, which is Nijabhakti Yoga, is Bhakti Yoga, Nijabhakti Yoga. And this Bhakti of Krishna is performed by many categories of people in different sampradayas. But the Bhakti which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us is Vairagya Vidya. So our Pantha is Vairagya Pantha. Means totally and exclusively worshipping Krishna without any other desire other than the desire to please Krishna. So that Bhakti Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us. So he taught us Vairagya Vidya Nijabhakti Yoga Siksharthamekaha. The only purpose is Siksha. Siksharthamekaha. Purusha Purana, the same Purusha Purana, he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Shareeradhari. Unto such Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Kripambudhi, the ocean of mercy, Kripambudhi Sharanam Prapadhe. I pay my obeisances to you, I should take shelter of. That is the speciality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vairagya Vidya. Now when you say Siksha, means teaching, the teachings are based on Vedic literatures. And the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu presented Vedic literatures, it is very unique because nobody else, even Krishna, the same Chaitanya who previously came as Krishna, he just spoke the Gita and left. Still it was of no use to the world. Till Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And he read Gita, but okay, some followed, some could not understand, some understood, and some misunderstood. But when it is only when Chaitanya came, he understood, he actually explained and made people understand what is there in the Gita. He said in the Bhagavad Gita that in the Bhagavad Gita you'll find Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshishya Masucha. In the Bhagavad Gita you'll find Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishatyante Prijane Priyosime. So when he spoke these verses, Krishna was also bewildered because he spoke, but he was not knowing the meaning of these verses. What is Sarvadharan Parichaja? Who knows? The Krishna also doesn't know because he has not done. What is Rasgulla? Who knows? Only one who has eaten Rasgulla. One who has not eaten Rasgulla, even though he can cook Rasgulla, he doesn't know what Rasgulla is. That means knowing means experiencing, not just knowing. I know Rasgulla. What does it mean? I know the taste of Rasgulla. I know how wonderful it is. Now, it is not that it's made up of milk, it's that and this and this. You have to eat it, you have to bake this thing, or put some sugar, juice, syrup. So knowing doesn't mean just knowing the components of the Rasgulla. Knowing means actually experiencing Rasgulla. So has Krishna any experience of Manmanava Madbhakta? No, he doesn't have any experience of it. So he doesn't know what is Manmanava Madbhakta. And the astonishing word Sarvadharman Parityaja. Krishna doesn't have an experience of what is Sarvadharman Parityaja. He cannot give up anything. Everything belongs to him. How can he give up something? Parityaja cannot happen for Krishna. So Krishna, he came to teach Bhagavad Gita, especially these two verses. So for that, he had to take the mood of a devotee. And he found the best devotee, Srimati Radharani. So he begged from Srimati Radharani. Krishna begged that, please give me shelter so that I can take up your mood and then preach what exactly in Bhagavad Gita, what I wanted to say. So the same Krishna came as Chaitanya, and then the conclusion of all the Vedic literatures is Bhagavad Gita, Sarvo Parishado Gavo, Dobda Gopal Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudarpokta Dugdam Gita Amritam. So these Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of all the Upanishads and most important part of the Veda, was spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a different way. Krishna just spoke these two verses. That is the most essential part of Bhagavad Gita. But he was having no experience of it. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he showed us what exactly it means to be Manmana Bhavatyaji Maham. He showed us what exactly it means to be Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanvaja Ham Tvam Sarvapape Shishya. These two verses are practically the conclusion of all faith preaching. Now, to teach, there is a philosophy behind it. So, what is the philosophy? In the Vedas, only three subject matters are there. Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. Bhakti, Bhagavan, Sambandha, Bhakti, Videya, Prayojana. So, what is the meaning of Sambandha, Videya, and Prayojana? Sambandha means Bhagavan, Sambandha. I have a relationship with Krishna. It's God. It's not that it's just some God, it is nothing to do with us. We have every soul has something to do with Krishna. In fact. So, what is that Sambandha? That is elaborated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. What is Avideya? The process of re-establishing our last relationship with Krishna. That is known as Avideya, the process. The process is to hear and chant the holy names of the Lord, hear and chant the pastimes of Krishna. Then, Prayojana. What is the Prayojana? What is the use of doing all these things? Just imagine getting up early in the morning and chanting around, abstaining from eating anything outside, just no onion, no garlic. Be very strict on sadhana. Be careful of not offending Vaishnavas. What is all this thing for? Prayojan, Krishna Prayojan. Sambandha Vijay Prayojan. Veda entire Veda. There are only three simple facts. Sambandha Vijay Prayojan. They will take a small class for children. Especially those who are grown children, I would ask them to take any book of Prabhupada. There is Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, Richard book. And then I ask them to read the purport or even a word or translation. And ask them to identify whether it is Sambandha, Avideya, or Prayojana. So take away some Bhagavad Gita. What is this? Now, Avideya process. Somehow I take up this process. Bhagavan, Sambandha, Bhakti, Avideya. Prema Prayojana. The Prayojana of entire thing is Krishna, Prema and Prayojana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the Avideya through the conversation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
And whatever.
Yes, sorry to interrupt, Prabhu.
Conversations.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Sorry to interrupt. Prabhu, there is a lot of disturbance in the background. So a lot of devotees are not able to hear clearly. So I don't know if there is a noise. No, the voice is still breaking up.
Noise?
Yeah, there is a. Yeah, it seems like there is some noise from the fan or something. Hare Krishna.
Acha.
Yeah, now it is.
Hare Krishna,
much,
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now it is much better, Prabhu. Yeah, now it is much better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Prabhu. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Again,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Yes, Prabhu. It's okay. Yeah.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the Avideya Jnana through Rupa Goswami, Sambandha Jnana through Sanatana Goswami, and Prayojana Jnana through Ramananda Rai. If you see the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the book written by Srila Prabhupada, he was in a hurry. He thought, I may not live long, and the world may not get Chaitanya Charitamrita. It will take a long time to translate Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he thought, let me give a summary study of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he gave Chaitanya Charitamrita, actually, which is expressing the mind of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita actually talks about who is God. Bhagavatam talks about what does he do. And Chaitanya Charitamrita talks about what is Krishna thinking. What is the mind of Krishna? And Srila Prabhupada desperately wanted to give Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we don't have Chaitanya Charitamrita, then how are we Gaudias? So Srila Prabhupada, he took all the pain to give the summary study of Chaitanya Charitamrita. The summary study of Chaitanya Charitamrita is in Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, a small book which we have. It's a medium-sized book.
So what is there in Chaitanya, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, that what are the 5 conversations which he had? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conversation with Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conversation with Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conversation with Ramanand Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conversation with Sarabhattachari, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conversation with Prakashananda Saraswati. These 5 conversations becomes the essential part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. The 5 great discussions. With Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed Abhidaya Jnana. Through Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed Sambandha Jnana. And through Ramananda Rai conversations, Ramananda Rai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed Prayojana Jnana. So your Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojana, there are 5 conversations, there should be only 3. Because Bhagavan Sambandha, we are all servants of Krishna, Jivair Swarupa, Krishna Nityadas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals this verse through Sanatana Goswami. So that is why Jivair Swarupa, Krishna Nityadas. So this verse shows that we are servants of Krishna. Then somebody may ask, the scriptures say the soul is Brahman, God is also Brahman. The soul is Brahman, God is Brahman, both must be same. So why are you saying that we are servant of God? We are God. Somebody may say that. So answering them, they should be vichar. How? The Purvapaksha, Mayavad, Jiveshwaravada is wrong. And how Vaishnava Siddhanta is right. So that is how the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarabhattachari reveals the knowledge of Sambandha Vichar. That means Vichar means contemplation on Sambandha. The contemplation on Sambandha, the knowledge regarding that is revealed through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's discussions with Sarabhattachari. And what is your Abhidaya? What is the process to re-establish a Sambandha? The process is to sit in front of your spiritual master and hear Bhagavatam and chant Hare Krishna. So this is known as our Abhidaya. Then somebody may ask, why not Jnana, why not Karma, why not Yoga, or why not just sleep? That is your Sambandha. That is your Abhidaya process. Just intoxicate and then forget yourself. That is our process. Somebody may say that. So no, it is not. These are not the process. Only bhakti is a process. Bhagavan Sambandha Bhakti Abhidaya. So the establishing the point that bhakti is Abhidaya is done by contemplation. So contemplation on Abhidaya is revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the entire world through his discussions with Prakashananda Saraswati. So somebody may say, what about you have Sambandha Vichar, you have Abhidaya Vichar. What about Prayojana Vichar? In Prayojana there is no Vichar. And somebody has Rasgulla in the mouth. What Vichar is there? Just enjoy, that's all. There is no Vichar on that. In Prema there is no Vichar. So that is why 3 subject matters and 5 conversations. Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana, Sambandha Vichar, Abhidaya Vichar. There is no Prayojana Vichar. Interestingly, if you see, Sanatana Goswami is our Abhidaya Sambandha Acharya. Acharya our Sambandha Jnana. And the deities worshipped by Sanatana Goswami, those deities becomes the Sambandha Adideva mantra. Chetam Surator Vangur Mavandamater Gati Matsarvasprama Kadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohana. Radha Madan Mohana, he is Sambandha Adideva, a deity who actually is in charge or the presiding deity of the knowledge of Sambandha. You take any verse in anywhere or any line written by Srila Prabhupada or any Acharya commentary, that line either will be Sambandha or Abhideya or Prayojana. That's very interesting. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. To see scriptures, which line belongs to which category of knowledge. Oh, this verse is Sambandha Jnana, or this line is Abhideya Jnana, what? Is it Prayojana? Like that. So Bhagavan Sambandha, Bhakti Abhideya, Praya, Prayojana. In that Bhagavan Sambandha, who is that Bhagavan? Radha, Madana Mohano. This is Chetam Surator Pangur Mahamandamatir Gati Matsara Swadam Pochu Radha Madanam. Very interesting verse. Everybody is attracted to the glaring effulgence of Maya and think this is my house, my wife, my child, and they are attracted to this. So now Madan Mohan, one who attracts Madana Mohana. We pray to him, oh my Manda Mater Gati, Manda Mataha, I am a dumb fool, I am an idiot. Because my mind is attracted to these so-called things which are promising happiness. Oh Madan Mohan, because of this attraction to other things in this world, Maya, I'm not able to establish sambandha with you. So you attract my mind, like you attract Cupid. You are more Vrindavane Aprakrita Navina Madana. You are Vrindavane in Vrindavan. Aprakrita Navina Madana. You are transcendental Cupid. So you attract my mind. It is distracted now. So who does that? Madan Mohan does. And who is the Acharya for Sambandha Jnana? Sanatana Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed Sambandha Jnana through Sanatana Goswami. Now, who is that? What is that Sambandha Jnana? How does Madan Mohan manifest in front of us in the form of Diksha Guru? Sambandha means Diksha. That is why on the day of Diksha you got a new name. Kamal Lochan Das, Dasanam. One of the 5 aspects of Diksha is Dasanam. That is Tapa Pundatata Namna Nama Mantro Yagascha Panchama. Amihi Panchasanskaraha Paramekanti Hetavaha Panchasanskar Diksha. So who gives a Diksha? Actually Madan Mohan gives through your Diksha Guru. So Diksha Guru is the one who actually establishes Sambandha Jnana in your heart. That is why he shows the deity, then says, serve this deity. That is what happened on the day of Diksha, especially Brahmana Diksha. Of course, there's only one Diksha divided into 2 parts. So on that day, your Guru told, these are the deities, now you serve them like a wife serves the husband. In the same way, you serve the deity. That is your Sambandha, your eternal Sambandha is with the deity, the Supreme Lord. So since you are conditioned, the same Krishna is playing flute in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan, you cannot have Sambandha with him directly. Because you got a body made up of stool, urine, blood, bones, which you think is so beautiful and all this nonsense. So you don't have a body which is Satchitananda. So Krishna says, I'm coming as deity, you worship, you develop Sambandha with me. So that is why the spiritual master gives the deity along with the deity, he gives the mantra, which you can worship the deity. Deities are not worshipped by some dresses and some food and all. No. Some chawal dal and some. No. Worshipped by mantras. Of course, other things are there. You offer, put some rice, dal, and chant the mantra. Mantra murtim amurtikam. So he gives a mantra also, by which you can worship the deities, mula mantras. Deities are worshipped through mula mantras. One flower is enough. With a perfect chanting of mantra, with great devotion and attention, that becomes the best Sringar. Without mantra, without any devotion, you bring 5 lakh rupee dress for your deities. And do you think Krishna actually matter means tool? Matter means tool. You may think it's wonderful, it's so beautiful. Yei bala, yei manda, yei sa brahma. That is gold or stool, both yellow stool. You think, oh, it's so wonderful. The deities are looking so beautiful because nice, wonderful dress. There is no nice, wonderful dress. Krishna is nice and wonderful. The dress is tool. Because you cannot get Sachidananda dress, that is why Krishna accepts it through your hands, because you have devotion and you're chanting the mantra. So in this way, the Diksha Guru gives the mantra and asks you to worship the deity. So the Diksha Guru becomes a Sambandhacharya. There is Bhagavan Sambandha. And then you have Abhideya. Abhideya Jnana was revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami becomes our Abhideya Acharya. Process. The Shiksha Guru. Our Shiksha Guru is the representative of Radha Govindaji. That is why the Radha Govindaji's pranam mantra is Divya Drindaranya Kalpadramadaha Srimad Ratnagar Simhasanastav. Srimad Radha Shela Govinda Devo Prashtralivis Sevyamanos Parami. That is process. So Radha and Krishna, Radha Govinda are sitting on Divya Drindaranya Kalpadramadaha Srimad Ratnagar Simhasanastav. There is one Kalpadruma. There is a desire tree, Kalpadruma. Wish fulfilling Sri Vrindavan, Srimad Ratnagara Simha, in the Ratnagara, under the tree, the Ratnagara. And on the throne, on the golden throne, which is full, is studded with so many wonderful Ratnas. Simhasanastav, Ratnagara Simhasanastav, on the Simhasana. Radha and Krishna, as Radha Govinda, they are sitting. Preshtralibihi Sevimanos Paramin. Myself as servant to the servant, as servant to the. So in this way, Diksha Guru is Sanatana Goswami, Radha Madan Mohan, Sambandha Jnana. Here you have Shiksha Guru. Vijay Jnana and Radha Jnana was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the entire Ramanandra. But Ramanandra is not the Acharya for Prayojana Jnana. Acharya for Prayojana Jnana is Raghunath Das Goswami. The deities of Prayojana Jnana is Radha Gopinath. That is Karsham Venu Sunair Gopir Gopinatha Shreyas Sunaha. Sitting under the Karsham Venu, Krishna is standing under Vamshivat and is playing the flute and is attracting all the gopis. So that is Prayojana. Prayojana Jnana was revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through his conversations with Ramanand Rai. And Ramanand is not the Acharya. Raghunath Das Goswami worshipped Radha Govinda, Radha Giridhari. Now who worshipped Radha Gopinath? Madhu Pandit. Madhu Pandit there Pranadana hai. This way, 3 conversations reveal 3 knowledge. Sambandha, Abhijay, Prayojana. Other Sambandha Vichar, Abhideya Vichar. And reveals Abhideya Jnana, Sambandha Abhideya. Sambandha Jnana, Sambandha Vichar, Abhideya Vichar. Vichar. Now, where did these conversations happen? Conversations with Rupa Goswami Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Prayag. He was there for 2 months and he taught Sanatana Goswami. That is why Sanatana Goswami's teachings to Sanatana Goswami are very elaborate because he stayed more. Rupa Goswami is very concise. With Ramanandra in Kovur, the southern bank of river Godavari near Rajahmundry on the coastal Andhra. That is Rajahmundry is a very interesting place. Rajamahendri, that's known as Rajahmundry, a place of scholars. Very interesting. Amaradhamalla Vardille Rajamahendri is like, it is like heaven for scholars. Heaven for scholars in such a great place. So there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had conversations with Ramanandra and revealed Prayojana Jnana. Banks of the river Godavari. Parthsarthi in Banaras and revealed to the entire world what is Abhideya Vichar. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first had conversations. Among all the conversations, his first conversation is with Saramutacharya. When he came to Jagannath Puri. You're a sentimental person. I'll make you that. I'll give you a better initiation. You have only Bharati initiation. Sannyas is far superior to Bharati. So just imagine, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to deal with people like that. It happened in Jagannath Puri. Conversation with Ramanacharya. So you may be thinking, you asked me to speak Sanatan Siksha. Then why are you, Prabhuji, you're talking about beating around the bush, so many things? Because if you don't know the entire plan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in giving you Siksha, Sikshartameka Purusha Puranaha. Sikshartamekaha Purusha Puranaha. The only purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance is Siksha, that is Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana, Sambandha Vichar and Prayojana Vichar. So if you don't know the background, then very difficult to appreciate the teachings of Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami or Rupa Goswami or Prakashananda Saraswati or Saramutacharya or Ramanandra. There is a plan of Chaitanya. He came and then gave the Vedic knowledge. You just have to practically memorize all these 5 conversations. Then there is no verse in the Veda, there is no mantra in the Veda, there is no verse in the Bhagavatam, there is no verse in the Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads which you cannot explain and understand. It is so perfect. If somebody has not known these conversations, then everything will be very hazy. All the mantras in the Vedas will be hazy. All the mantras in the Upanishads will be hazy. All the mantras in even Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam will be hazy. For those who have not studied these 5 conversations thoroughly, I would even say, go to the point of saying that don't just read these conversations. These 5 conversations, just put them into memory, just drink them. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Prabhupada, very mercifully, even before Chaitanya Charitamrita was released, he released teachings of Chaitanya, a great fear that anything could happen. So that is a very special thing. Now, Rup Sanatan, Sanatan Siksha, Rupa and Sanatan. We know the story of Rupa and Sanatan. I will not go into the story of Rupa Sanatan. They are belonging to Saraswata Brahmana family from Karnataka. Originally, they are all from the banks of river Saraswati. This river Saraswati is a multi-dimensional river which used to flow many years back because of the tectonic shifts and Krishna's will ultimately. Now it is unmanifest. Until today, Saraswati river is flowing underground at many places, and one of the main places which is flowing is there on the Kurukshetra. It comes to Rajasthan, it comes to the northern part of Gujarat, then it goes to Kutch and enters the sea. You dig water there, you will get Saraswata Brahmanas. When it dried up, they all shifted and then came to Karnataka, and then stayed there in Karnataka. Because Karnataka, they found it a very good place for progress in bhakti. And then from Karnataka, it so happened that the kings of Bengal, they wanted some Brahmanas from Karnataka. They came and settled in Bengal. Ultimately, they took up very high positions. One is the finance minister, the prime minister of Nawab Hussain Shah. The whole story, you know, is an interesting story. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to go to Jagannath. So many from Jagannath, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. So many people told, "Oh, I'll also come, I'll also come, I'll also come." Mahaprabhu told, "Okay, chalo." Mahaprabhu thought, anyway, I'm going to Vrindavan. So on the way, I'll go through Bengal. Not exactly the same route, but took a small diversion and went to Bengal. And when his mother and all these pastimes happened, ultimately in Ramkeli, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying. Every day he would say to his associates, tomorrow we'll go, tomorrow we'll go. But he's not going. 10 days he's just staying there. Mahaprabhu would never do that. Even he went to Vidyanagar, just stayed for 1 day, that's all. But here he's staying for 10 days, nobody knew. Whole story is there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. How Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was just waiting for Rup Sanatan to meet him. Local king was told by Gividas Rup Sanatan, hey, there is one sadhu. You doing anything about him? Ordinary person, because if he says the cruel king, because you cannot trust these Malachas. Yavanas and Malachas should never be trusted. You don't know what they do. One day they'll be so good, and all of a sudden they'll go crazy because of the food they eat. Because of the cow flesh is flowing through their blood. They've eaten cow flesh in childhood. The parents have eaten. So they're very whimsical. So Rupa and Sanatan knew that. Though the king had some kind of a genuine interest in meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, told he's a peer, he must be a big personality. Otherwise, why people should follow him? Thousands of people are following. Rupa Sanatan, no, 2-3 people are there, that's all. And they told Chaitanya, please. They wanted to go to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They met. They got the mercy of Chaitanya, Nityananda, and then they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, Jiva was a small boy. Rupa, Sanatana, Anupam also came there, and his son was a small boy at that time. Oh, that section in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first meeting with Rupa, Sanatana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are 3 meetings happened. First in Ramkeli with Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Second in Prayag and Banaras. Third in Jagannath. 3 meetings Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had with Rupa Goswami. First meeting, and Mahaprabhu initiated them. Now you no more Dabir Das, no more Sakar Malik. You are Rupa and Sanatana. Mahaprabhu told, when appropriate time comes, I'll call you. So Rupa Goswami was the first Goswami got the letter. Sanatana Goswami, and he thought, what is the use of life? Let me just do bhajan. So Sanatana Goswami, he just gave up his, he just resigned, took sick leave. And then he was in his house doing Purascharya. Before you renounce your life, renounce your material life, you're supposed to do Purascharya. The period of time which you are asked to wait before initiation is known as Purascharya. Initiation means surrender to Krishna. Though you may be in household life, but still, once you are in Krishna consciousness, you are no more material life. Where? Gone. Everything is over. So actually, initiation in ISKCON is as powerful as sannyas. So here, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami was doing Purascharya. Because anyhow he wanted to surrender to Chaitanya, he was calling the Brahmins every day, he was hearing Bhagavatam from them, he was serving sadham, he should do austerities, do charity. Then Nawab Hussain sent, hey, why my friend is not coming? Sanatana Goswami is not coming for taking care of his office. He has sick leave. Find out how is his health. And the Vaidya, he went and met Sanatana Goswami and came back and told Nawab Hussain Shah, Sanatana Goswami is very fit and he is hearing Bhagavatam whole day. Nawab Hussain Shah came, Sanatana Goswami. He told, one brother is already mad. If other brother also gives up, who is going to run the country? Because Sanatana Goswami with him, Nawab Hussain Shah is a Sakhyarasa. He told, he considered himself to be brother. I am a mad person. I am just going to conquer. One of the other reasons why Sanatana Goswami did not want to continue his seva was Nawab Hussain Shah had an idea that he wanted to go to Jagannathpur and conquer Utkal Desha. And Jagannath's place, and Sanatana Goswami thought, why to support him in all this? So he just kept quiet. And Sanatana Goswami told, okay, actually when Nawab Hussain Shah came, Sanatana Goswami stood up, made him sit on a big asana. That shows, actually, who is Nawab Hussain Shah in front of Sanatana Goswami? Nobody. Sanatana Goswami knew 13 languages. He had memorized all the verses of Bhagavatam on his memory. So such Sanatana Goswami in front of him, who is this Malaycha? Nobody. Sanatana Goswami respected him because he is a king. Sanatana Goswami saw Nawab Hussain Shah as a representative. King is representative of Krishna. So he was made to sit on the throne. And then Sanatana Goswami, he tells, now you are the king, you are free to punish me. And Nawab Hussain Shah told that his Sainikas, I am going to fight, going for a battle, to take care of him, to arrest him. Somehow Sanatana Goswami, he bribed the jailkeeper. Rupa Goswami, while he's leaving, he wrote a letter to Sanatana Goswami that I kept some gold coins here. So Sanatana Goswami, using that money, he bribed. He told, don't worry. See, I'm going to become a Dharavesh. I'll just put a dress which is flowing from top to bottom, is known as Dharavesh, which the Muslim men can swear. And I'm going to jump in Ganga to tell the king that this person went to the bathroom. Then he escaped. A nice, wonderful fact that they all escaped. Sanatana Goswami escaped. And on the way, Sanatana Goswami meets his Benoi, his brother-in-law, Srikanta. He was sitting in a huge horse and a lot of people, many horses were there. He had gone to purchase horses for Nawab Hussain Shah. And he saw Sanatana Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami told the entire story, told not to tell anyone, but Srikant told it's very cold, so you take one blanket. Very costly, a very expensive blanket was given to Sanatana Goswami. Of course, before that, Sanatana Goswami had one servant called Ishan. There. when they went a guest house in charge, he had an astrologer who told one sadhu is coming, he has got a lot of gold coins. Then he was treating very nicely. Sanatana Goswami thought, why anybody should treat me so nicely? Means he has some ulterior motives. He told, I got some gold coins, you keep it with you. In a shock, he told Sanatana Goswami that actually I was thinking of killing you for these gold coins. Sanatana Goswami told, that is why I don't want it, because if you have money, then people are thinking of how to steal, how to kill. You're always under fear when you have money. When you have no money, no fear. People think by having money, my fear will be reduced. Actually, that becomes the cause of fear. No money, then no fear. This way, Sanatana Goswami came to Banaras. And he got the news that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying in Chandrasekhar Acharya's house. Mahaprabhu is amazing, what's happening. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in Chandrasekhar. No, that Sanatana Goswami's dear devotee is waiting outside. And he told Chandrasekhar Acharya, go and see, one of my great devotees is standing outside, welcome. Chandrasekhar Acharya went out and came back, told, nobody is there. Mahaprabhu told, go and see, somebody must be there. And he told, no, there is only one Dharavesh. Dharavesh means Muslim, looking very dirty also because of it's not shaved his head. He walked all the way to Banaras, to Varanasi, Kashi. There, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, yes, you bring him. I may just, he's my great devotee. And Acharya goes and invites. As soon as he comes inside, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu runs towards him and then starts embracing him. The tears flowing to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's eyes, he practically drenched the whole body of Sanatana. Sanatana also was in tears rolling through his eyes. He drenched the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could hold himself, and then he made him sit next to him on the choker. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started with his hands cleaning the body of Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami told, oh Lord, please don't touch me. It's not good for you to do that because I'm so fallen. I'm in a very dirty condition. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Takshanoi phalam tadrusha darshanam hi. The perfection of eyes is to see the devotee. Perfection of hands is to touch the body of a devotee. The perfection of ears is to hear the glories of a devotee. Because Sudurlabha Bhagavata Iloke, it is very rare to find great Bhagavatas in this world. So, oh, Sanatana goes, Sanatana. By touching you, I am purifying myself. These are words of Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now, actually, your voice is not there, so that's why I just say the Maha Mantra.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, now it's some phone came. That's
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji.
okay. So now he told Chandrasekhar to shave him off, and then Sanatana Goswami was nicely shaved, he got good. Then he was given, Chandrasekhar gave new clothes to him. He told, no, You give me some torn clothes. This is the vritti of a sannyasi. Just accepted some torn clothes. Mahaprabhu was very pleased, but his eyes were on the shawl or the blanket, which was very expensive. Then Mahaprabhu understood the mind of Chaitanya, and Sanatana Goswami, he goes to Adobe, Bengali Adobe. It says, you take this expensive blanket, in return, you just give me some torn and old blanket. It will gone mad or what? Anyway, that's what I want. So he brought old blanket. Mahaprabhu, he saw Sanatana Goswami getting this old blanket, which is not so very positive, which is very expensive. Then he was very pleased. Tapan Mishra came and told, you, as long as you are there, O Sanatana, you take prasad my house. Then Sanatana Goswami told, I'll do Madhukari. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after taking prasad, the prasad of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was due to Sanatana Goswami. Then it so happened, immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatana Goswami came and then fell at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, caught hold of his feet. And he asked these questions. Patra, why am I suffering? Yeah, I jane. If I don't know what is the use, what is my kartavya? 3 questions. Who am I? Number 1. Number 2, why am I suffering in this world? And what is my responsibility? What is my kartavya? Basically, the first 2 questions, to know who am I, that is my relationship with this world. The Sambandha has got 2 aspects. My connection with Krishna, what is my Sambandha with Krishna, and what is my Sambandha with this world, which is temporary, and permanent Sambandha is with Krishna. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami, oh Sanatana, you know the answers to these questions. But it is the nature of the, or the benefit of the world. Questions by Sanatana Goswami. The answers you can continue. Answer. So Sanatana Goswami, where Krishna, Sanatana Siksha starts. Krishna just told Mamma Vamsha. The same Krishna comes as Chaitanya and then says to Sanatana Goswami, Jive, Swarupa, Krishna, Nitya. Actually, you delivered me. And deliverance means to consider oneself to be servant of Krishna. And actually, in serving Krishna, that is deliverance. That is liberation. If somebody is Karvana Mahasa Vacha, Yes, Hare Dasya, Karvana Manasa Gira, Niklas Vipustasu, Jivan Muktasya. So anybody who is serving Krishna 24 hours a day in by body, mind, and speech, even though living, he is delivered. So that is where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues his Siksha to Sanatana Goswami. It's very elaborate Siksha. So we can continue from that particular verse of Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nitya in the next class. So we stop here. Any questions?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. So there was some disturbance, constant disturbance at the background. So I think devotees, most of the devotees were not able to hear clearly. But devotees, if you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to unmute and yeah. But thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your time. I mean, this sometimes the internet issues are just out of our control.
Yeah. Okay, we stop here.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Devotees, does anyone have any questions or any comments? You can raise your hand, or even you can type it in the chat box. So yeah, looks like we don't have any questions, Prabhuji. So we can end.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Dhanvatna.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, first of all, very nice class. My obeisances on to Kamalochan Prabhu and yourself, Prabhuji. Thank you for hosting this class. Very beautifully. I mean, we relished each and every minute, although there were little disturbances, but we relished it. So I know, Prabhuji, you were giving so many examples, and we learned, but one question that is kind of stuck in my head, which may or may not relate, is you said devotees should always remember Krishna. What are the three topmost things? If we are not devotees, Prabhu, we are fallen souls, we have so many materialistic aspirations, desires. What are things that will bring us closer to Krishna? That's my question.
First thing is, every person has affection, which you cannot give up. When that affection is towards devotees, then that affection towards your devotees, the spiritual master will take you to, will reveal the affection to Krishna. Asangam ajaram bhasham atmanak kavayo viduhu saiva sadhushu kruto mokshadvara pavratam. So saiva sadhushu kruto, that is the first thing. To have that affection. Like we have experience in our childhood, even now also, that as a child we would do mischief and do something, or you want to eat something which is inappropriate. And as soon as your mother comes, because you have affection for the mother, you would not do the mischief, even though you want. So what actually made us come to the proper track is because of our affection for the parents. Because parents are strict, we also followed the rules. So the more you're affectionate to your spiritual master, and that affection actually brings us to the position of following the rules effectively as much as possible. So this is the first thing. Number two, sadhana. Sadhana can only happen in the morning. It doesn't happen in the daytime, in the evening. There's only time pass. So getting up early in the morning, because morning is sattva guna, sattam sanjayate jnanam. Get up early in the morning, you have, when you get up early in the morning, then you have enough time for sadhana. Now the third one is how books are the food for thought. So the more you read, hear and read, Shranvan, Supatan, Vicharana. When you hear and then read, for example, you heard this class today, and then you have to read what has been spoken. Then that gives you vichar. Vichar means contemplation. The contemplation continues. Tachranvan, Supatan, Vicharana, Paro. Books are the food for thought. So when you hear something, you constantly think about it. When you read something, you constantly think about it. You should hear and read Bhagavatam. So you told three, I told three. Okay, we stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
So thank you, Kamalochan Prabhu, for your time. We are so very grateful to you. And thank you, devotees, for attending this session. So we will again meet next Saturday. So let's pay our gratitude to Kamalochan Prabhu by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Amazing class. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol.